Why you say what you had to say to me before?
Oh, it's a video?
Yeah, come say what you...
Ching ling dao, ching ling dao.
Konnichiwa.
You can take your... Yeah, wow, it's so crazy.
Real racist, eh?
We're so racist.
proud.
You're the only one making it racist because you're sad about being Chinese. Like, literally get the out.
Okay, so according to the poster of this clip, this happened in Canada. I'm laughing because it's so dumb. Like, it's not funny.
Yeah.
It's just so dumb. They're making these like vague sounding, racist sounding, Chinese sounding sounds. And then they said konnichiwa, which is Japanese. Like, racist people, I always say this. I feel like I say it every time I'm on this show. Racist people are so dumb. They are so ignorant and uneducated. And you have to be. Like, if you're so racist, it means that you just don't know enough about the world and the people in it. Jackson, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, it's kind of like, the like people from Latin American countries. They could be from Colombia, Bolivia, Nicaragua, wherever in this. You just all a bunch of Mexicans to MAGA. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're all the same to them. But yeah, you're 100% right. You have to really not know much about the world or care much about it. And likely you are in a secluded area or an isolated place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that a lot of people don't particularly see or understand about what the majority of America is, especially if you live in a more metropolitan area. Most of America are rural white towns. And maybe something on the outskirts, or even like, in New York, you'll have like Long Island, that's more Republican and stuff like that. But like, people who are like this typically are in isolated communities, which is why they see like, oh, all these brown people and all these gay people and all these women, they're coming into corporate America. They're coming into our stash houses and ruining everything. So, but Donald Trump gives these people credence to do this out loud, which really is why people like him more than anything else. That's really why. People like this. We got to stop saying this isn't who Americans are. Yes, it is. This is exactly who.
No, it's true. And like, the more isolated you are, the more scared you are of whatever is out there, because you don't know what's out there and you don't go out there. A lot of the people who criticize cities like LA and New York have never been to either of those cities. And I live in Houston. It's a very big, it's one of the biggest cities in the country. It's very diverse in as far as like politically, educationally, culturally, racially, all of that, religiously. We have a lot of diversity here in Houston. I'll tell you a story real quick before we go on. I was in one of the suburbs of Houston. It's like a little beyond the suburb, right? It's like a little town just outside of Houston. This a few years ago. And don't ask me why I was even there in the first place, but a really small podunk town. And these ladies in the store were staring at me. And so I just looked at them and said, hi. And first they told me they thought I was pretty. And I said, thank you. And they kept staring at me. They're like, we just don't know. Are you Mexican or Black? And I was like,
Mexican?
Okay. Because that's all they knew. They had not heard about any of Asia, I guess. And so I was just like, okay, I gotta go.
That's a good point though, because well, I won't say most, but at least people who are more familiar with culture, you're pretty obviously Indian or Pakistani or something like that.
That would be like, at least the assumption, people, right? Yeah, obviously. But no, they said, are you Mexican or Black? And I was like, I have to go.
Those are the only two minority groups I've heard of before.
Yes, yeah. So it's very perplexing for them to see like a brown woman in their shop. So